Oh, wow.
Hey, baby boys. Welcome to the Beat Cute, show where we talk about beats and nothing else.
What would that look like?
Today's topic, those weird purple beats.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever had a beat.
Me
Anyway,
neither.
this is what the podcast is now. Sorry.
Anyway, this is what the podcast is now. Let's just look up pictures of
Yeah,
beats
we're all
and
gonna-
describe them.
Oh, yeah. There's one, and it's purpley, and it's got some stalks with some green stuff, and I don't know what it tastes like.
Ooh. There's a red one.
All right. Moving right along.
There's borscht.
There's some orange ones. They look like fat carrots. This is the quality content you guys asked for.
All right.
Anyway.
You want to introduce us for real?
Yeah, let's
Take
do that.
two.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Meet Cute, the podcast where we talk about all things romantic comedy, but mostly the bad ones. I'm Eddie P.
And I'm Haley. And we're Zach.
And it's us, Zach. Zach is not here this week. He died.
Don't say that.
All right, fine. He passed away. Why don't you tell our audience, our studio audience, where Zach is?
Zachary's on a trip to sunny Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
So we
yeah.
hired a third guy who looks like Zach, but he's very shy, so he's not going to be speaking the entire
So
time.
he's just looking at us.
With his big eyes. So what's
With
going
his
on?
big eyes and his big lower lip. You know, Zach has a really big lower lip.
There you go, folks at home. If you were wondering what Zach looked like, he has big eyes and a big lower lip and no other
Or is it
defining
his
qualities.
upper lip? I can't remember. Now that he's not here, I forgot what he looks like.
Is he Greek? What is he?
Yup. That's it.
All right. So, what are we doing today, Haley Jane?
Well, Edward and I watched a little movie a year ago when we were, I don't know what kind of mood we were in. We were like, this is a good idea.
We were in the exact mood that everyone's in every holiday season.
And we popped in a little Netflix original called A Christmas Prince. Now this year, we're lucky enough to have A Christmas Prince to the Streets. Just kidding. A Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding. A sequel.
To the titular singular Christmas Prince from 2017.
Now, it's been a year since we watched the first one. A lot of thoughts have happened, but we should refresh ourselves on what happened so we can get to watching this.
Right. So what happens in the singular Christmas Prince
The singular Christmas
from
Prince.
a year before?
Okay, so aspiring young American magazine journalist Amber Moore.
Ugh. What an American girl doll name.
I know. She's sent to Aldovia, which is Netflix's fake country.
Sure.
What was the fake one in
Belgravia.
Belgravia
in,
and
Princess
Aldovia?
Switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is Aldovia, to cover a press conference where King Prince Richard is going to be crowned because, his dad just died.
Oh, his dad died?
His dad died
Oh.
before the movie ever happens, I guess.
Okay.
So he's going to be crowned king, and he's like supposed to be like a playboy, and it's like he's I don't know. People are like,
Sure.
well, he's a bad boy. And she's like, well, I'm a big journalist trying to prove myself. So I'm going to go to Aldovia and I'm going to get in on this press conference. But he doesn't show up.
From what I remember from this movie a year ago, they both look like pieces of unbuttered toast.
Let me look at a picture.
The fact that they're...
Yep.
Yep, that's it.
You nailed it.
So the fact that he's a playboy and she's, I don't know...
I think she's like trying to be a big shot journalist because it wouldn't be a rom-com if she were like
like
already successful.
Right.
It's like she's like has to prove herself. She's like, I don't want to write fluff pieces anymore.
I'll go to a fake country and interview a prince.
That'll work. That'll show them.
Yeah, take that.
That'll get me the Pulitzer. So the prince never shows up, so she sneaks around the palace and is mistaken for like the prince's sister's tutor.
Okay, right.
Emily, the little sister who has spina bifida. They get really close because she treats her like a human. She's like, you don't treat me different. I'm your best friend now.
And we're supposed to cry at that.
And we don't.
We don't.
And then Emily falls in love with the prince, even then finds out he's really nice. And then stuff happens.
Some fun and games happen. I barely remember the movie except for like the end parts. Her dad owns a diner, right?
I that's one of the only things I remember is that her dad owns a diner because every scene at home he's like, hey, I'm Diner Dad.
Hey, eggs coming out.
Why don't you take a roll?
Diners, they're all the same. So they fall in love somehow.
Oh, and she doesn't know. Oh, that's the thing. She's hiding who she really is. She's pretending to be the tutor.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now, how is this revealed that she's not the tutor?
Let me look in this Wikipedia entry I have up.
Is there like an interfering butler, or is it like her ex? Or
during this time, we learn that Richard's cousin, Simon, is next in line for the throne.
Right.
And he really, really freaking wants it.
Right. I forgot about him.
And we also run into his ex-girlfriend, Sophia, who also just wants the future title.
Richard's ex-girlfriend,
Yes,
right?
Richard's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. So they expose... what's the Amber? They expose Amber Moore, right?
Yeah, they want to, I think. I don't know. Emily finds out, but she's like cool about it. She's like, just
Sure.
like write my brother in a good light. And she's like, okay, easy.
All right, fine.
Yeah, someone finds the article, I think, or maybe finds her like typed up Word document journal entry. It was something like that.
Or does she have a website or something?
No, because I remember it was just like the document out with like just a blank Word document that was like, the prince is nice.
How dare she?
I don't know. They fall in love. It's really like not much happens. But I feel like a lot happens actually.
I remember.
I just went back on that so quick.
Okay, so Simon and Sophia. Meanwhile, Amber suspects that she can prove Richard is the rightful king based on clues from his father's poem.
Yes, that's it.
What?
I don't know. Why would they not know who the rightful heir is?
Gosh, I forgot.
He's the son.
Oh, wait. Discovering not only her true identity, but Richard's adoption certificate. So he must have... Okay. We're doing good, everyone.
This is so dumb. Okay.
Ugh.
I don't know. Here's what I remember. I remember her coming down the stairs in her ugly dress with her terrible makeup and then just being like, ooh, my Converse. I'm quirky.
I'm so quirky. It's 2017. Nobody wears Converse anymore.
So she leaves, I don't know, after he's crowned, right?
Yeah. I remember during that crowning ceremony, somebody yells, "Now that's a Christmas prince." It's No, yeah. Somebody says the title, and it's forced and it's great.
This is so
She's allowed back into the palace and
stupid.
unearths a secret proclamation in a Christmas ornament made by the king, which declares Richard as the rightful heir. What is there? Is his dad the Riddler? What's with all the pretense?
I remember the crowning being very strange too.
Yeah, because somebody yells out, "Look, a Christmas prince! Look at that!"
She goes back to New York, and the prince follows her there and proposes to her. And Diner Dad's like, "Yeah, bagels,
rolls for everybody."
Hello. That was a struggle. What? Open the door. Oh, you're on air.
With Ryan Seacrest. So that's a Christmas Prince.
It sure is.
And now we're gonna go watch 2018's A Christmas Prince, the Royal Wedding?
The
Is that
royal,
it?
yes, it's A Christmas Prince and The Royal Wedding.
So they made a raffle
Mm-hmm.
of Christmas princes. He got chosen for the single royal wedding that was going to happen. We're going to go watch it, and then we will come back, and we will tell you all about it.
Great. So that means this is a hot take.
Kind of.
Kind of. It's a hot take. Or are we going to watch the whole thing and come back?
Oh, I don't know. What do you want to do?
We're so casual without Zach. I don't know.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
None of us are wearing socks right now. That's how casual we are.
No, I am.
I also am. Yeah, no, I don't want people to...
I don't know. Which one do you want to do? Let's watch some of it and then decide.
Okay.
Okay, bye!
Boys and girls.
It's a hot take!
It's a hot take!
We have to. There's just too much to address. I'm pulling up the Wikipedia, although I don't think anyone's even written. No!
Nope.
Oh, it's so fresh that nobody's even written the plot of this movie down yet. So we
Good.
have to just rely on our old,
Good.
sweet baby memory.
Oh, our sweet, sweet baby memories.
Okay, so we open up on what the shit's her name? Rose?
Nope, that's her
That's
actor
her
name.
actress
Amber.
name.
Amber Moore.
Amber Moore.
And she's doing the best thing every writer does, which is talking out loud while typing at the same speed she's talking.
So good. And she's been saying the past year that she's been engaged, she's been coming back and forth from Aldovia to New York.
And there's
like
clips.
A ton.
There's clips. There's a good 2 minutes of, like passports being stamped and planes taking off and landing, and they really showed and told, I guess.
Yeah, they really wanted us to see exactly how she traveled from New York to Aldovia every time. In fact, they even showed the clips where she was going through security and going through customs and taking her shoes off.
Early audiences, before they had that scene, were like, well, did she go by boat? Did she go through security?
Did she take a train?
How many planes did she take?
Oh, good. So, now she's going to Aldovia for
the royal wedding.
Yeah,
She's
to like
finally
plan the
gonna
wedding.
Get married to the king. She is the queen to be, and the wedding is on Christmas Eve or Christmas. Probably Christmas Eve. That seems
I
like
think she said Christmas Day.
Oh,
Well, she just said Christmas.
Christmas. You know, any of those 3 to 4 days.
And already there's tension because there's what's her name?
Which one?
The uptight woman.
Dame Maggie Smith.
Yeah, Dame Maggie Smith. No, her name is Mrs. Avril.
Oh, sure.
Mrs. Avril Lavigne.
Mrs. Avril Lavigne.
She wants Amber to be more like classic and be more like royal. She doesn't want her to wear her Converse.
Right, but she's cool, and she brought her Converse, and she brought her Hot Topic shirts. And
No, I freaking hate this because she's wearing her Converse in the snow.
Yeah.
I'm like, just it's fine. You're a normal person. That
Right, yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't wear boots in the snow.
Also, I don't know how old she is, like 36. This is well past her Converse years.
Like, it's fine if you're just going to the grocery store.
Right, yeah.
But you're making your presence in a castle.
You're also...
Show some respect.
Right, you know what? That's the thing. She's also a queen to be. I'm all for, like, I want to be who I am. But at the same time, I don't know, you're a queen to be. You're representing a country and a royal lineage.
Be who you are, but, like, in a respectful way?
Yeah, wear, like, a fun pin or something on your gown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. So she gets to Aldovia, and she's bringing her dad. And right away, I
boy.
go, this isn't right. Now, we love Diner Dad,
We
but
love
this
Diner
is
Dad.
a different Diner Dad.
Literally, they replaced him with another guy, and he is so different than what we remember, and it's great.
So he is so close to our fake characterization of the first Diner Dad.
Hey, hot pizza coming out.
The other guy was just like a guy, and we exaggerated and made him like, yeah, you want your French fries, which he wasn't like that. Now he is.
They turned the tables on us, and they brought out the guy we wanted. And now we can't make fun of him because now we're just quoting him.
Yeah, now that he's here, I wish he weren't.
His name's what, Rudy?
Yeah,
His name's
I mean, I
Rudy.
think his name was always Rudy, but they address it right away because Emily, the sister in the wheelchair, is like,
Yeah.
you look different than you do in pictures. And he's like, yeah, I got a goatee, I shaved it off. I'm like, no, you're a different man.
It's like when, I don't know if you ever saw Iron Man 2, but when
I've never seen any of the Iron Man. Actually, I saw the first Iron Man, but only the last 8 seconds. So I saw the part where he goes, I am the Iron Man.
Then.
I saw the press conference where he went, I am the Iron Man.
So they replaced
Anyway.
Rhodey with Don Cheadle in the second movie,
Uh-huh.
and he looks very different from the original one. And his first line is, "Look, it's me. I'm here. Get over it." And I liked that. And they should have done that in this movie, as opposed to being like, "Nah, I'm the same guy. I just shaved my goatee." Who wants some...
And also have lived in every single New York borough and New Jersey since then.
Oh, yeah. What does he say when they're driving on the very peaceful, snowy
he calls
road?
it like the Bronx Expressway.
Right. Here's the Bronx Expressway. He also says, re the castle. Like, ugh, the only other palace I've been to is Caesar's Palace. Now I know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I got some stories.
Oh.
And wheelchair Emily is like, ew, do tell.
So Mrs. Averill wants her to be more royal.
Mm-hmm.
So she hires the best wedding planner
You
that
bet.
Aldovia can offer.
You
And
bet.
he is what casting would call a Sacha Baron Cohen type.
Right. With a Hassan Minaj look,
Yes.
I guess.
Oh, it is awful. What is
His name is Sahil.
Sahil? Oh my god, the actor's name is Raj Bahaj. Raj Bahaj.
Raj Bahaj.
That's a
fun.
great name.
That's a better name
Raj
than
Bahaj.
Sahil.
Much better name than Sahil.
Mm-hmm.
And Sahil is what I assume a 7th grader trying out character work for the first time thinks is funny.
It's what Michael Scott would have done were he an Indian, like were he trying to be an Indian character.
Ugh.
I was told not to do a voice, so I
No, you
won't
can't
tell
do
you
a
what he
voice.
sounds like. But it is over the top, and I think, do you think he's gay, or do you
I
think...
think he has to be.
Okay, great, yeah. He's just
But
like
he
a
like
gay
sachets into every
Indian man.
room.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm going to make you an object. I'm going to make you fabulous.
You are art to me. You will
Yes.
be the
And he
best
calls himself a wedding designer, not
Right.
a planner.
You know, a joke? Question mark? Anyway, his ideas are not bad, really, until you get to the dress, which has like a
Her
dog
wearing,
cone.
yeah, the dog cone.
Um,
And she's like, I want this to be more me.
I want to wear a denim wedding dress,
And Converse.
and I'm going to walk down the aisle to Isn't It Ironic? And we're all going to eat deconstructive food.
Or like, I got one hand in my pocket and the other one's throwing a peace sign. Perfect.
Perfect. And I'm, instead of a ring, I'm going to get a
Donut.
navel piercing. Yeah, a donut.
That's my dream.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, and there's this whole other plot line where King Richard is just bad at his job.
So I guess his plot is he wants to modernize Aldovia.
In the most vague terms
In
possible.
very vague terms, is like, oh, I'm going to overhaul everything, medical and technology and stuff. But he never says
She
anything
literally
more.
summarizes it. She goes like, yeah, infrastructure, schools, medical, it's smart.
I love the ideas that you've told me off screen. Yeah, they make sense.
But everyone hates it.
Everyone hates it. He went to a press conference and everyone booed. And then, so was this his cousin? Or was it a random guy?
Don't know. It was a man in a hat walked into the crowd, and
He's listed in the credits.
as what? Count Simon.
Right?
So yeah, I think Simon is back.
Okay, so someone who may or may not have been Simon stepped out of the crowd, and I screamed because I thought it was an assassination attempt.
I didn't know you were serious about that.
No, I thought it was like, ooh, he's going to get shot at this press conference. Sadly, that was not the case.
Sadly, he did not get
no
shot
political intrigue in this film. Anyway, I guess potentially Count Simon stepped out of the crowd and he looked really shifty. And then after the press conference, what's her face, Amber?
Oh, yeah.
Was like, something must be wrong with the economy because your ideas, so good that they are, must be working.
She was like, listen, if I know anything, if people aren't liking good ideas, then something is up, basically. Yeah. And he looks at her like,
the numbers are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, what?
How would you know that? She's like, what? I kept my dad's books at the diner.
And way in the background, you hear like, hey, a grinder's coming out. And so, yeah, there's a little, some economical, like, intrigue going on. Some cooking of the books, maybe. And yeah, that's the conflict, I guess. That and she wants to ride a unicycle down the aisle for her wedding.
She's like, I'm going to ride a unicycle. I'm only going to wear one Converse.
And everyone in the audience will juggle for me.
Oh, also, she's like keeping a blog still.
Right, yeah.
She's like, I am a famous photographed woman on front of magazines, but I'm going to keep a blog so you know what's happening in the ins and outs.
It wasn't even relevant in 2017, blogs. So, I don't know. She so late.
Care.
This is coming from, I guess, a late 30s woman wearing Converse. So who am I to stop
could have
her?
updated it and had her vlog.
Right. Or
also, that'd be hysterical, though. Hey, guys, subscribe to my channel.
Gucci. Anyone? 8th grade. Oh, also, her friends are back that we totally forgot about.
Yeah.
Gay one and then African-American woman.
Yeah.
I don't remember their names.
They were like, we need one of each.
But they both gave a sentence of exposition of what they've each been up to, and then the gay one literally said, enough about us. Tell us about your problems. And she did.
They're such character... I hate them.
He's like, you think you have problems. I'm a night security guard at a noodle company. Anyway, enough about me. Let's go back to you.
And he's like, what about your royal pains? And she's like, you're right. Perspective.
Enjoy your night security job at a noodle company.
Is it really a noodle company, or did you make that up?
I think he said the word noodle.
You
so
said
maybe
it with
I'm
such
just
confidence.
Like, I know.
I was like,
I want it to be a noodle company, whether or not it is.
All right, well, that's all we got so far. We just had so many thoughts.
Oh, gosh. There's just so much. And, yeah, so now we've decided it's a hot take.
Because we just have to talk.
Oh, gosh. And do we even have a soundbite for that?
No, I can't. I'm too exhausted.
I'm too exhausted for this. A Christmas Prince, the royal wedding. Hot take.
Oh, no.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
That's why we need sponsors.
Yeah, if you're out there and you want to sponsor us.
Converse.
Converse, if you want to.
The official shoe of Meet Cute and A Christmas Prince 2. The royal wedding.
So the last thing that happened before we watched.
Was that weird press conference where they booed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we cut to the royal kitchen.
Right, I forgot.
That was the first thing that happened.
That was the first thing that happened.
Yes, the royal kitchen, where Rudy, the dad's got a little bit of a complaint about the food situation.
Yeah, he wants to talk to the head chef. But what's this? The head chef is a pretty lady.
What? Oh.
And she's like, oh, I'm waiting for the queen-to-be's father. And he's like, oh, you're looking at him. Let me wipe this pig grease off my hand.
Her name's Chef Ivana.
Sure, great.
And
why
he's
not?
like, I just want to help out in the kitchen. And she's like, well, I don't know what happened to my accent there.
Oh, my voice, my throat hurts. Yeah, and she's like, all right, you can help out by washing the dishes.
And it's just a big old sink of slop.
Oh yeah, you can tell that they're gonna kiss later.
Oh, they better kiss
She
later.
kind of disappeared. I forgot about her because so much happened in this brief interlude.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did not reappear yet.
No,
shame.
she did not. So, what else is happening? I feel like we've watched so much
So,
and I can't remember anything.
After that, the family's kind of talking at a party, quote unquote. That's mostly the family.
Oh, okay. So then there's the part where there's like a transitional B-roll
Right.
of just tea pouring and then cookies being served and then,
the same
shot of tea pouring again.
Good times. And yeah, it's just the family, and they're all in hushed tones. They're all like...
And she's like, I'm wearing a red blouse and Converse.
Don't worry, it's Converse. I'm fine. I'm walking. And Rudy's like, why is everyone so quiet?
We need a little bit of oomph in this party.
And he turns on Mambo number 5.
They're gonna get some help with the economic crisis.
Right. A guy named Leopold is to come and show them how to fix economy, quote.
Yeah, he was
unquote.
like his dad's advisor when
Right,
his dad
right.
was the king, and he's coming out of retirement to help.
And in the meantime, guess who walks in the room? They expect Leopold. Instead, it is Simon. You know, the guy that we thought
We weren't
it was
sure if
him
it was
earlier,
him.
'cause
Confirmed, it's him.
it's him, and he's back for revenge? Question mark. But he says, "Oh no, I lost everything when you destroyed my chance to be king.
He was like, when I tried to steal the crown, and then you
You usurped
Found
my
out.
rule, and I want to come back here and apologize for almost being the king and then getting divorced."
And everyone's like, we hate you.
Justifiably.
And Richard's like, I hate you and I will never trust you again and you suck dick, but you welcome back to the
Yep,
family.
please stay with us. Yay!
Crisis averted.
Crisis averted, I guess, and then they hug. And yeah, and then cut to, I guess, Sahil.
Ugh.
And he's
got a dress for her to try on.
his outfit. Can we talk about his outfits?
Yeah.
And how weirdly imperialist they are, and
Yeah, it's so strange because it's like kind of like traditional Indian
right
outfits
for like the higher class,
Yeah.
but
They're just like doused in like glittery silks.
right, and done in a way that I don't know. He I don't know. No, I don't like it. It would be better if he were in the thinnest suit possible or something. I don't know. I feel like
it's such a weird character because they're like, well, the joke is he's fancy, but it also feels like the joke is like, he's Indian?
He's Indian. How silly.
Yeah. I'm like, he could have just been an Indian man dressed like
Right. Yeah, a guy.
a guy.
Right.
But nothing can be easy. Nothing
No,
can make
no.
sense.
Anyway, she hates the dress.
Yeah, the dress is terrible.
The dress is terrible. It's also different than the dog collar dress.
Yeah, it's a different dress than they promised us.
Right.
It's not okay, it's bad, but it's not so bad that it's funny.
No.
It's just like
You're
a
right. It's not
ugly
like
dress.
it's not like the dress from Bridesmaids, right? Where Maya Rudolph
Oh yeah.
that really big one.
like comically
Yeah.
over fashionable.
It's
yeah.
just a little dowdy.
Yeah, it looks like in like Say Yes to the Dress episodes where they're like, I want like a remodeled version of my grandma's wedding dress, but
Right.
it's so outdated, and then they
Right.
take it out of the dusty bin, and it's like before they remodel it. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
it looks
it's just
like an
kinda,
older wedding
shitty.
Which wouldn't this hipster 36-year-old really be into? Like, it's vintage. I love this vintage grandma dress. I'm gonna wear Converse.
He's such like a futuristic man, though. He like walks into the room and he like sachets and he just spirit fingers and is like, "This is the dress."
He's the future.
And, like huge like gestures. I'm like, what? I thought she would have had like a light up dress or something,
right?
like a neon sign on it.
Bride.
Like that would be like what this character would put her in.
Yeah. As opposed to something that, as they state in the film, very like classic Aldovian. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And she's still like, it's not me. I need Converse on my head instead of this veil.
I want earrings, but they're Converse. And I wear Doc Martens on my hands.
So she hates the dress, and then we cut to she's helping Emily with a costume for her play.
Right.
Where they're reenacting like a classic Aldovian Christmas tale, which makes like no sense.
The tale makes no sense. And as Emily's explaining it to Amber, Amber spends the entire time both comparing it to contemporary films and like making fun of it.
Yeah.
Like Emily's like, and there's a turtle in it, and Amber's like, a turtle? Dumb story.
Yeah, I don't think Amber's like nice.
She's not like she's not a good princess.
She's not charming.
She's not trying
she's
to
not
be Aldovian at all.
particularly smart.
Yeah.
She's just
yeah.
She's just like your older neighbor.
And she comes to babysit, and you have like a fine time when she babysits.
It's just because she like doesn't know that you're not supposed to have Kraft mac and cheese
right,
on a Wednesday,
exactly,
so she gives it to you.
And it's not the fun SpongeBob Kraft.
No.
It's a normal macaroni shape.
And she doesn't know how to put you down in bed at 9 o'clock, so you end up staying up till 9:30, really cheating the system.
Yeah, she lets you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, baby.
But she's not like cool.
No. She doesn't watch it with you. But I was just about to ask, like, what does Richard see in her? But Richard is also a piece of cardboard.
My God.
So
he's just like a yellow sponge from a supermarket.
He's a yellow sponge, and he doesn't even have one of the scrubby sides.
No.
He can just...
He's just like a yellow dollar store sponge.
So they go really well together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he like tries to take her out in the horses again. She's like, but the wolves, which is something we forgot from the Verse movie.
How? How could we forget?
I don't know. She gets captured by wolves and they try and raise her.
Oh, that would have been better.
Oh, that would have been a better movie.
That would have been a better film. Yeah, so this movie just cuts around so much.
So a lot of cutting around.
So before they go out in the carriage, Emily's rehearsing for the play, and then all the lights go off in the theater, and Amber's like, well, this can't be right. And it turns out...
She literally goes, this can't be right. I'm like, yeah, there are no lights, of
also,
course.
You've clearly never been to a theater before, ma'am. Maybe you just don't know how theater works in terms of lights going off. Anyway, she is correct in that something is amiss. The unions are on strike because of the reasons
that I haven't figured out yet.
They keep saying infrastructure. They keep saying like boosting.
They're like, all these things are good and they should be giving money to Aldovian people, but they're not getting the money apparently.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this will sort itself out.
Oh, no, it's fine.
They had to move Emily's play, surprise, to the castle.
Surprise.
Because none of the theater workers could do their stuff.
Right. And surprise, it was a bad play.
Yeah, this place sucked. I'm like, okay, if you are the daughter of the, like, queen of the country, you are the princess of the entire country.
Yeah.
You couldn't afford a better youth theater program?
Yeah, do Long Day's Journey into Night. Do a better play.
A streetcar named Desire or nothing.
Just do some coward, some old coward. Yeah, that's what Rudy was shouting from the back.
No, he wanted that Irish playwright, that Irish Philly playwright.
Eugene O'Neill or
I don't remember. It was a bad joke.
Yeah.
If I had the name, it would have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
so
it would have been
funny.
really funny. Oh, we'll say it's funny.
Simon non-ironically suggests that they invest in cryptocurrencies
Oh
for
my
the
gosh.
country.
Yeah. And he does it in like I've been watching The Office, so sorry for all the Office references. He does it in like a Ryan Howard way, where he's like, "Nah, I know a guy who could set it up for us, and I'm gonna do it through my website that I'm making right now, cryptocurrency."
And of course, they're like, this guy, we don't even trust him. And then Leopold shows up, and he doesn't really have any good ideas either.
Yeah,
He's just like on a laptop a lot.
right, and Simon spies on him, and is Leopold against him, or are they maybe?
I don't know. It feels like he's against him, but I think they're gonna team up and do bad stuff
too,
together.
He's too white and English and old to be the good guy, right? He just seems like a guy who's
he looks like
I was
tan
evil
Mike
the
Pence.
whole time. Yeah.
And he's got a polka dot tie. I don't trust him.
I don't trust anyone with that large of polka dots on a tie.
Well, that's what we're up to, right? I think that's everything.
Yeah, there's still a little political upset.
But the
she's
thing
still
is,
upset about the
nobody
wedding.
knows why. They're like, why don't the people like it?
And it's happening because this is a prince. It's happening outside of the castle.
Right.
Nobody quit the castle.
Right. No one on the staff.
No one on the staff was like, no.
They're like, we're still making a pretty penny.
Yeah. We're scabs. It's fine. Yeah. Other than like the theater shutting down, nope, nothing bad has happened to the family. They go snowboarding at one point.
Yeah, they just can't figure out why they're not getting paid. It's like, we're not getting paid. And they're like, why aren't you getting paid?
Yeah.
They don't know what the issue is.
Because they're too rich. That might be it. Nah, it's a poorly written script. Yeah, and she's still upset about her wedding dress. It's weird how these two conflicts take backseat to nonsense, to utter nonsense.
Yeah, truly.
Huh.
Well, we
It's
should
called
keep
the royal wedding. Shouldn't they be focusing? You know what? It's fine. Well, yeah.
The royal Bitcoin.
The royal cryptocurrency and also a play?
Yeah, there's been little wedding talk in this whole thing. In fact, there's been so few scenes with Richard and Amber.
Right.
They're always like in passing. It's like they're about to hang out, and then
something comes up.
he's like, "Oh, I've got to go be political," and she's like, "Okay,
Talk
have
about
fun.
cryptocurrency.
I'll go hang out with your sister. She's starting to get on my nerves."
The least interesting scenes.
Let's keep watching this
yeah,
movie.
we got about 40 minutes left.
Yeah.
We'll see in maybe half that time. We'll see.
We'll see you in 1 second your time. Bye.
And we're back.
Before we jump right back in where we left off, we forgot to mention, and I will hurt myself if we don't mention this.
Oh, yeah.
When Count Simon came back onto the scene and walked into that, like, quote-unquote party that they were having, they did this zoom on each character, a slow zoom at their shocked faces.
It was great. It was like one of those... It was like a parody film.
You know what it was? It
What?
was like the Californians.
Yes, that's what yes. Where they each zoom in
SNL.
and it goes brrrr, and they all make a face. Yeah, and it did it to each character individually. Yes, that is what it is like.
Some of the creative film angles in this are truly magnificent. Oh, there was the scene where like Leopold
arrives.
Where Lord Leopold arrives, and it was like full panoramic shots of the
and
castle.
The queen like comes down the stairs elegantly, and it's kind of an upshot, but it also looks like she's staring at the camera. And
beautiful angles. But anyway.
Anyway.
The play was bad, and now all of the kids are in the royal kitchen making cookies.
And
Rudy's having a good old time. He's like, how about this New York diner cookie?
Am I right? It looks like a bagel. Like several cookies. And Richard he decorates a snowman cookie, and Amber hilariously
'Cause
goes,
she's the funniest
"Oh,
character.
she's so funny." She goes, "Is that a snowman or a yeti?" And everyone laughs because she's about to be queen and she would kill them if they
Like
didn't.
stock audio of children laughing.
Ugh, I hate. That's my least favorite audio sound clip. I hate it so
Or like
much.
the cat when something gets thrown.
Oh no, I love that. That's
You love
maybe
the cat?
that's up there with my favorites. My least favorite are the 3 children playing in a park laughing sound effect that they used in this film.
So what happens next?
So they're in the kitchen doing kitchen-y fun party things.
Chef Ivana is pissed.
Oh yeah, she comes in and she starts crying, and Rudy's like, "Whoa, why?" And she leaves.
Yep.
And Emily gets some blue frosting on her nose,
Oh yeah.
and
the boy she likes wipes it off.
And I guess Amber takes a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens right after that?
I don't even remember.
There's
It's
just
like Mrs. Avril Lavigne is like pissed that she's like posting pictures of like fun times
Right.
in the castle.
She like took the pictures off of her blog of all the fun times that she had because she's like,
yeah.
well, you shouldn't be showing the crown in such a poor light or in such a
Normal
plebeian
person, yeah.
Right. Which she's not wrong.
Yeah.
This is how it's done in England. Nobody's...
Yeah, but how is it done in Aldovia?
I like how in both this and the Christmas Prince, or the Christmas, the Princess Switch, they're all 3-word, beginning with an article. And
the
then
Christmas Switch Prince.
having a Christmas with the Switch Princess. I like how these fictional countries, they're not quite Britain,
No.
but they're certainly not enough not Britain.
Yeah, they're not like super European, like Eastern European.
There's
which
no like funny...
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's filmed in Bolivia.
Really?
Not Bolivia. I'm sorry, Romania. I said Bolivia because it would remind me of Bulgaria.
Belgravia.
Belgravia.
You'd think in a rom-com such as this, they would take advantage of like the inherent silliness of Eastern Europe in like American media. Like they'd be like, "Oh, we eat like pig intestines here."
I feel like this should have been more like Russian influence. Like
Yeah.
it felt like it should have been like like Romanian or Russia or like Bosnian, right? Is that a place?
I think that's the thing you're thinking of.
Where's Bosnia?
I think that's elsewhere.
I'm looking up Bosnia real quick.
This is you're learning geography on the Meet Cute.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. No, that's right by Croatia and Slovenia. I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Great.
Maybe I was thinking of Belgravia. Yeah, and also something else I'd love to talk about.
Yeah.
Before we get back to the plot is in all of these films,
Mm-hmm.
all of the European folk call him Santa Claus, when I think America is really the only place where he's like Santa Claus as opposed to like Father Christmas or Saint Nicholas or all of the other Jingelschlash and all those.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Santa Claus is a much more
don't know.
American thing, and I could be wrong, but I
We'll look up the history of Santa Claus
I
for
al-
you guys real soon.
I always find it weird when a British person says Santa Claus because theirs is Father Christmas. I say theirs like there's multiple.
Do they? Is like normally the British figure Father Christmas and the Dutch figure Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas, he is Sinterklaas. He likes Sinter and is Claus and a Sinterklaas. Beep, beep.
Hey. All right, that's a podcast.
Anyway. Bye, everyone. We're done. We got the call. They axed us like Daredevil. All right. So.
Oh, her friends visit.
Oh, her expositional friends visit. Every sentence they say is an exposition. they say, "Oh, we're video chatting you from the cab that we're taking on to get on the plane to go to your Aldovia for the wedding." And then the other
we're
one,
in the cab on the way to Aldovia
we're
for the wedding.
We're on the cab now. We're riding in the cab.
Just to let you guys know where we're at in the story, it's 2 days before your wedding, and we're here.
Your blog is so popular, but the things have been taken down.
So her friends come.
And they are awful.
They're awful. He just says things like in royal puns all the time.
Yeah, but not even good ones. And he's not a good actor.
No.
Do you think?
No.
Okay.
Terrible. She's good.
She's good. He's the worst actor.
I thought he might be like, I don't know, like an assistant director. They were just like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
cast someone? Just put him in it.
It's fine.
Why spend money on casting? We got you.
Hey, Danny, come on in.
Oh, there's the scene where Rudy and Chef Ivana talk again,
Yeah.
and she was like, "It's okay, you made me cry. It's because
It was nostalgia.
it made me cry thinking of Christmas with my family
spent
as children."
Christmas in the kitchen with my family, and I am happy to see children happy.
Yes, and this is not to make fun of Russian people. This is to make fun of this acting.
Right. And Rudy's like, I understand what you've been through. During my Christmas, I would eat a whole bunch of pastrami and then lie around on the couch and groan. Different strokes. And she's like, yes, I understand your metaphor.
Oh, he gives later he gives his daughter Amber the locket.
Right, a locket with a picture of her
his
mother in
mom
it.
in it, yeah.
And cut to like a photo shoot that Amber and Richard have to do, and Sahil's there because whatever.
Because he keeps showing up and he keeps just getting mad that she's late all the time.
Right. And he's like, oh, what's that necklace doing? That has to go. We have to give you a nicer necklace. And
But it wasn't even like right away while they're doing hair and makeup. He was like, oh, that necklace sucks. Let's get something better.
Right.
It was after like 5 minutes of trying to get a good pose in the photo. He's like, something is not right. Your face sucks,
Your
but
ugly,
it's the
ugly
necklace.
face. Wait, the necklace part.
And takes out like truly like a Charlotte Russe statement necklace.
Oh, yeah. He got that at Claire's.
Ugh.
Do they sell necklaces at Claire's?
They do.
All right.
Just like that, too. Just like gaudy and,
it was like, costume jewelry is what it was. Yeah.
$9.
Right. And he was like, this is it. These are the crown jewels.
Yeah. Mrs. Avril Lavigne is like, no, this is tradition. I'm like, that is literally from Mandy's in the Putnam Valley Mall.
But again, this is something that I continually have issue with. Amber is like, I don't want to go with tradition. I want to do my own thing.
I want to wear a string necklace with little converse ornaments.
I want a puka shell necklace, and I want to wear my Ray-Bans backwards for this picture. I don't know.
And I want a rainbow flag under each eye, done like a football paint.
Yeah. Once again, I'm all for independence and doing her own thing, but she's not even taking the time to learn Aldovian customs.
No.
Or like, I don't know. She's not respecting anything to do with them.
Now, I think part of it is the film's very bad job of making us believe it's a different country.
Right.
There's no like hint of other customs or culture in this
in fact,
country.
When she goes to a bar later, there's an Irishman.
Yeah.
It's not even he's from North Aldovia or something. He's gotta be from Ireland.
Yeah. He's just a guy at a bar. Which we should go to that.
Oh, yes. So they're opening Christmas cards, the family.
Yes.
And they get a card that is like, I hope you're having a very good Christmas. I'm not having a very good Christmas because I'm poor. I got laid off or something.
Our money.
Blah, 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 blah. And Amber's like, I'm going to go investigate because I'm a real journalist and I don't just run a blog about my wedding. And too harsh to bloggers.
She's like, I'm a blogger on oncewed.com.
Oncewed.nyc.
I know all about sleuthing. And And so she does go sleuthing with her two best
with her
friends.
two best friends to a bar, and she meets up with the guy who wrote the card that she easily
But
tracked down.
not before.
Oh yes,
They're
please go on.
sneaking through the castle down hallways like it's a Disney Channel series
Ugh.
where they're hiding from parents, sneaking out of the house.
And there's like the dun 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 dun.
And they're like, wait! And Miss Avril comes in and they're all like hiding behind the couch.
Ugh. And I think when they popped up from behind the couch, it did do the Disney Channel like whoop
Yep.
noise.
Also, how did they know to track him at that bar? That all they did was take the Christmas card and go, perfect.
I think
A name.
in another act of exposition, I think her African American friend was like, "Ooh, are you sure he'll be here? You called his wife or something."
Sure.
Anyway, who cares? The point is, they track this
They
loser
track
down
him
to a
down.
bar.
He says that some other company
Yeah.
is
He
like,
says that Meadowlark
Yeah.
is a company that is, they're the ones taking the money away from the real
Yeah.
Aldovians. It's like an outside company. And in her sleuthing skills, Amber writes the word Meadowlark on an empty notepad.
yep.
And then he says, yeah, this company's pretty fishy. And then underneath Meadowlark, she writes the word fishy with a period. And those are the only two words she writes
In her sleuthing
in her
notebook.
sleuthing notebook.
Like someone could, if she accidentally left those notes somewhere, it wouldn't be like, oh my god, my valuable
Yeah.
notes for my investigation.
It's almost like, oh, she named two different animals.
Oh no. So
Uh.
then they go back to the castle and they're looking at the Meadowlark website,
Right.
trying to see what's up. And there's just no public information
And
about this
Simon's
place.
there, and he and her,
Oh,
her
right.
black friend are hitting it off like immediately.
Yeah, because Simon knows they're out there and saves them from the paparazzi.
Right,
It's
there was
like
some
we don't
pop-
trust Simon.
Some pops at the bar.
So maybe there's something. He's got something in it. I don't know.
Guess, yeah, I think he's behind it, or he's just a bad character.
Yeah, but then him and the friend are like weirdly flirting.
Yeah, I don't think they've been drinking at all.
No,
They're
she's
just
just like, ooh, a hot.
Ooh.
A hot.
Oh, a single hot.
One of those hots is here.
Oh, I'm too
Which
blinded
he's
by his
not,
accent.
Not good looking, but he does look exactly like SNL cast member Alex Moffat's impression of Donald Trump's son.
Yeah,
Like that's what he looks
that's
like.
what he looks like.
Alex Moffat in the Trump son's costume.
Yeah.
So that's that. Okay, so they don't have any public information on that website. So
But guess who wheels in?
yeah,
But Emily. And guess what she says?
I'm a hacker.
Hacker, and I'll hack that website for you.
And then Simon makes some reference to her being like Aldovia's Mr. Robot, which
Yeah.
they get Mr. Robot in Aldovia. No wonder why they have no different culture. Like,
That's it. Yeah.
they're just watching Mr. Robot
Mr.
in
Robot and
Aldovia.
Orphan Black, and that's all we got. And what?
We talked about the picture and the locket and the necklace,
Right.
and Mrs. Avril gets mad at Amber.
Sure.
I keep forgetting her name, for sleuthing,
Right.
because there was a paparazzi photo of her sleuthing at the bar,
Right.
and she's like, "You can't do that."
Uh.
And Richard is like, "I don't think I like that either." And she's like, "Really? You?" And then she leaves, and now she's missing.
She's missing, and there's a good 5 minutes of Sahil running through the castle, yelling,
Yes!
I need to find Amber.
It's supposed to be, like, really funny.
Yeah.
Like, they thought this was, like, comedy gold. Him, like, popping behind, like, statues, being like, Amber!
He looks,
Amber!
he like looks under a pillow. Is she here? No.
And that's where we're at.
And that's where we're at. So she's missing. And Emily's still hacking, so we don't have anything there.
Yeah, she's just hacking away. We don't know what's going to happen.
With their magic hacking skills. And, I guess there's gonna be a wedding at some point.
Maybe. It's called the Royal Wedding,
We
but
gotta
who the
expect
fuck knows at
this
this
wedding.
point?
Yeah.
Ugh. Let's finish this movie. Where did we leave off?
So
She was missing.
She escaped. She gnawed through her chains and she escaped.
conveniently at the same time, just about the same time, Emily hacks into the computer.
By banging, she did. She banged on the keyboard, and then that was the password.
Got into the login. Yeah,
Right.
It literally went like, "You suck at this. Can you go any faster?" And she's like, "Shut up!" And then banged against the keys.
And then it said,
and then she said, "We're in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it turns out, I guess because
they
this
don't
is the plot
tell
now.
us this yet, but we're to assume that Amber was right. And someone, maybe in the castle, is doing bad stuff with money.
Yeah, Meadowlark is owned by a parent company called Glockenspiel. And then they say owned by, and then they
cut away.
They gasp, and then it zooms in on their faces, but we can't see the computer screen. And then Richard's like,
Emily tells Richard, and Richard's like, "Oh my goodness, well I know where she is."
Yeah, I know the one place where she is.
And it's that cabin
from the first
movie
where she finds the poem, I guess.
I guess she finds a poem. I don't know. Why would that be where she goes? I guess because it's a nice place to hang out.
Or maybe it was
Why would they not think of that sooner?
Maybe they were like, this will be a fun Easter egg for the people who watched the first one. This will be like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic World.
I was hoping that she got attacked by wolves again.
Or she's like
we can't find her, and she's just being raised by wolves.
She's sitting on a rock telling the wolves her problem. Like, ugh, and then they make me take my converse off.
So, turns out she's right.
Yep.
And
we
she
comes back. She comes back. They're both like, oh, I'm sorry. And then she comes back.
But the first thing she says is like, we're back and we need changes. First off, we're going to make this wedding the way we want it. Like, that's the first order of business.
We're all going to eat out of mason jars and listen to Weezer. And then the queen is like, oh, you're absolutely right, and I'm the one person who is to blame for all of these, even though she didn't quite do anything.
She was nothing but sweet the whole time.
Right, yeah.
Mrs. Avril was the dick.
Yeah, but she never apologizes.
No. And then it's like, and Mr. Lord Leopold.
What was his name? Leopold Buttersworth? Leopold, like...
Plum tree.
Yeah, Leopold Plumtree. Hilarious.
Leopold, we know you're the owner of the shell company doing bad money things. And he's like, no, I will not stand for this, and starts to walk out. And then Amber takes a bow and arrow off a wall and points it at him.
And she says, oh gosh, he's like, there's no way you can prove this. And she's like, do I hear the dulcet tones of a glockenspiel? And he looks away, and then Simon goes, she's talking about Glockenspiel Industries, and Leopold's like, no, no, I get that.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah, which is, by the way, poorly read, but a great line, because it's the joke was, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. So thank you, the one writer who came in and wrote that sentence.
So good.
Yeah, and so, she points a bow and arrow at him.
Yep.
And
because I guess they have no security in the castle.
They don't. They had that one guy who didn't act up, who didn't step in until...
No. And then the queen's like, well, we're locking you in the dungeon. And then they're all like, wait, there's actually a dungeon in this castle? And she's like, oh, yeah. Deep in this palace, there's a dungeon that'll fuck you up, and we'll feed you gruel, and we'll
pull your frickin' toenails off, and we're gonna stuff them into slugs, and you're gonna eat the slugs. And that was a weird dark turn.
And just one little drip is gonna go all day.
All frickin' day. We have to listen to that.
That's
and
the
it
last
gets really
hour
dark.
of the movie.
Yeah. So that happens, and then Richard gets on TV, and he's like, oh, problem solved. Everyone's getting a bonus, and everyone's getting the jobs back.
And then everyone reacts I can only, compare it to that scene in Elf where
Oh, where everyone's like singing a Christmas carol?
Yes, where everyone's singing the Christmas song at the end, including the
The mailroom
drunk
workers.
mailroom workers.
And then
yeah.
the prisoners. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That scene where just like the whole country is happy now. Because King Richard's literally like, well, you get all your jobs back and
Yep.
all your money is coming back.
Don't you worry, this will probably take 6 to 9 months to go into effect. To get the money back, and yeah, you're still poor until then.
And the guy who said, fishy, goes, oh, she did it!
She did it! And then too many people are in a bar, and they're all cheering at the same time. Yeah, it's...
and they get married.
Then they get married, and Simon's like the best man now somehow.
Yeah, I
because he's standing
guess.
up there with Richard.
Yeah, and also, the wedding looks stuffy as hell.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look very, like, high personality. And she walks down the aisle in a dress that's nothing.
In a dress, yeah.
And then she shows him her shoes. And guess what? They're glittery heeled Converse.
Heel Converse.
I think
She's
they're a
trash.
wedged Converse.
Yeah. No, you're right. This isn't like... Remember the wedding in Crazy Rich Asians and how cool that was?
Ugh,
and how
everything in that movie was so cool.
of a personality that was. This is the opposite of that.
Yes, because in that scene, the scene we're talking about is where she like walks down the
In
aisle
water.
in like the water, and
Right,
she wears
yeah.
those crazy like leggings under her dress that she
Yeah.
like saunters in. Yes, that was wild and crazy and funny, but also beautiful.
Right.
It did both.
Yeah.
It showed personality and it was cool. This was none of those
This
things.
was in a church that they picked, I guess.
I guess.
That held no value. There were 2 pillars
Yep.
with flowers and 10 people there.
Ugh, her Converse were like spray painted by the props department of the
Yeah.
film. But like the props department of a high school drama club.
Right. And so they're married. They go to the reception.
Rudy's an Earl.
Rudy's an earl now, I guess. He gets an earldom.
They have like cheeseburger sliders at the reception.
Yeah. And yeah. And
Oh, there's that one scene. Scene is a kind word for this, where Simon and her friend from New York
oh right.
are just like drinking, and he goes, "So you're from New York?" And she goes, "Yeah, Queens." And he goes, "Nice."
Yeah, and they both kind
End of scene.
laugh at that, I guess.
Which was the joke because she said
Queens?
But also, they've been flirting for days now.
Right.
Surely he knows
That she's
from New York.
Right.
and probably has already picked up where in New York she's from.
Right. And then right after that, Sahil's looking at the wedding cake and he's like, ugh, that statue up top is the only one who's wearing my dress. And then gay friend, I want to say his name is Andy.
I don't know.
He like taps Sahil
He
on the
looks
shoulder
like
and it's
Eric
like,
Glauber. Eric Glauber, if you're listening, it looks like you, but you're cooler.
but he taps Sahil on the shoulder and he's like, you know, that dress would have looked so much better. And Sahil's like, really? And they both smile at each other because they're both the only 2 gay people, A, probably in the country, but B, in the movie, and therefore the writers have to force them together.
Right.
And it's done.
Good writing would be like, you know what? I like that wedding dress, but you're not my type.
You're not my type. Do you want to be friends? No, not really. We don't really know each other. Okay, yeah, no,
All
I
right, good
understand.
seeing
Okay.
you. Or later.
I'll add you on Facebook and we won't talk.
And then,
oh yeah.
oh!
And they start dancing, and it's
To orchestral
lovely.
music.
To
It's all
orchestral
just,
music.
yeah, like a orchestra.
And then the friend is like, hey, cut that music out and kick it. And then Emily rips a sheet off a table, revealing a laptop and some speakers, and starts playing, like, jazzy Brazilian music.
Yeah, it's like jazzy Brazilian music. And then she goes, conga line!
Conga.
Which is not the party move.
No.
The party move is to throw on, like, Beyonce 2009, like,
or at
I
least
Am
Gloria
Sasha
Stefan.
Fierce album and be like, I want to sing ladies, I want to sing ladies, you know?
Sing-a-lady.
That's the party move, not conga
Yeah,
line.
not the thing where everyone's involved.
And you have to hold the
And
waist
we're
of a stranger.
touching people. and
but
walking.
it's the wrong music, and they just keep going, ho, hey, ho.
Like they're the
hey.
Lumineers as opposed to people dancing the conga. And they're not. They're walking. They're walking.
They're walking. They're not congaing. In a true conga line, it goes so fast that you often lose the waist of the person in front of you. That's how you measure a true conga line.
Also, isn't conga music dun 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 dun?
Yes,
dun, dun,
it
dun,
is.
Dun. Hey.
So they go out, meaning Amber and Richard go out to the garden where it's snowing, but of course neither of them need coats.
Nope.
And they're like, finally alone, and they start kissing, and then the conga line proceeds out into the snow.
Yep.
And conga's
And
right
they
by
laugh
them.
and make out,
Yep.
and then the conga charges at them. And a quick cut to black.
Oh my god.
Yep.
And then there's unfunny bloopers.
It's like where she sneezes, or some guy drops the clapboard, and everyone laughs. Those are the bloopers. Anyway,
We've been at this movie for like
Aye.
it's almost 11 o'clock. How did that happen?
because I don't know. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to
Let's
say?
take literally 2 seconds, rate
Sure.
this, and get out of here. Chemistry. There was no romance in this movie. There was no anything.
Well, there was no. Oh gosh, you're right. So chemistry. What? Zero. I'm gonna.
Zero. They were just acting partners in unwritten scenes.
Yeah, 0.
The best friends?
Oh gosh, a solid 5 for Rudy.
Me too.
Rudy
Like,
was.
here's the thing. He was terrible. But once he came on the screen, I looked to Edward and I said, well, he's getting the top
You bet.
score.
Oh yeah, all of the other friends were really bad, but Rudy saved it by being the guy we wanted him to be.
Okay, romance. I don't think there was any.
I think there was attempted romance, but I think it was all at the end where they were like, and now all these people are gonna get together. So
Yeah, and they're like, we'll do the wedding our way.
you're right. There was no romance.
0.
They never interacted. It was
They
always
didn't.
her and Emily.
This was not a romance film.
0 then.
0. Comedy. Was this a comedy?
Was this a comedy?
You know what? For effort, they tried. They wanted it to be funny.
Was this funnier than The Princess Switch?
No. I think the Princess Switch was...
Was it funny?
I
though?
don't know if it was funny or if we were just drunk.
I think we were drunk. But, I mean, this wasn't funny either.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have been funny if we were drunk either.
True.
I think we'd just be upset.
So I'll give it a 0.5 for effort.
That's what I wanted to do also. We're getting the same score here.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do the same thing. 0.5 for effort. They tried to make it funny with Sahil. They really tried.
Boy, did they try.
They
with Sahil.
failed. But they wanted to make it funny.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
they wanted
God,
him
we
to
are
be
speeding through this. And Christmas
a Christmas
spirit.
spirit.
They put a Christmas play in. They made Christmas cookies.
They got a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
There had to have been some other Christmas.
There was
there
the
was
Christmas
the
night
Legend
with the
of
card,
Santa
the legend
Claus.
play. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 2.
I'll be nice and say 2.5 because
Ooh.
they tried harder. Not that we're comparing to the Princess Switch,
Yeah, they did.
but
The Christmas spirit. They clearly tried, but it wasn't good.
no, and
it was
it also
there. It ticked the boxes of Christmas things.
You know what? You're right. It was Christmas themed, but it wasn't like
It lacked spirit.
right. It was never like, and that's the true meaning of Christmas Prince.
No, and at the very end, he was just like, best Christmas ever. And she was like, there's always next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully alluding to a third Christmas
Gosh,
Prince.
there's gonna be a third Christmas Prince, and I hope that there's a different Rudy, so we can have each movie has a different Rudy.
All right, let's add this up.
Okay.
Bye. Well, admittedly, our math took longer without Zach here.
Right. We're not
That was
math
sad.
majors.
But the score is even sadder.
But it's not as sad as others.
You
have
know
been.
why? Because we gave a perfect score to the best friends category.
And I don't regret it. I'm glad we did.
Either.
I'm 100%
It was a
glad we did.
7.75 out of 25 points.
So that's 7.75
Converses. We never told people
Yeah,
this
it
was out of
Out
Converses.
of Converses, because what else?
Because literally there's no other defining characteristic of this character or movie.
Oh boy. So final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
If there were a Rudy cut of this movie where it was just him,
A supercut of
a
Rudy
supercut
moments.
of Rudy, hey, hot pastrami coming in.
It would just be the story of a man who just like was super true to himself and became an earl.
That is it.
That's his story.
That's the more
He knew what he was
interesting
about,
story.
and he became an earl anyway.
Because you know what? He didn't fight the system like
No.
Amber did. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to fart all over your ceremony.
I'm gonna stomp all over your royal customs with my dirty
My
cons.
dirty, gross connies. And he's just like, hey, I like making bagels. And he becomes an earl. All right.
Yep, and that's how it goes.
Great.
Netflix, I think they're making these bad on purpose, right?
They're not making them good. Maybe they're making them fast.
Maybe.
Or, that's a good question. Because Lifetime
I feel like
movies
they
aren't
know
good.
that people like us are watching it because it's bad, because it's fun. So are they purposely making not good movies?
I don't know. I don't know. In the same way that those like those B-movie companies, you know, the
Yeah.
like Asylum Pictures that made Atlantic Rim
Right.
after like Pacific Rim,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really bad. Was it bad on purpose? I don't
Always
know.
the question.
Yeah.
Is Netflix pulling like a Wolf Cop?
Right.
You know, where Wolf Cop we know is supposed to be stupid.
Right.
Is this their Wolf Cop?
Rose McIver, if you're listening to this, and we know you are, please reach out to us at
And please tell us.
meetcutecast@gmail.com.
I feel like you're a normal person.
Yeah, with a name like Rose McIver.
Yeah. All right. Well, we gotta go. When did we start this? Very early. We started this way early, and it's almost 11 o'clock.
It's 7:30, but still, this was an hour and 40 minutes.
All right, guys. I love you so much.
Thank you for listening. This has been the Meet Cute.
We love Christmas.
Bye.
Cheer.